Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back. I am so excited to have this power celebrity couple in the building. We do have Mr. Q and Sharlinda Parker in the building. Hey!
Thank you.
Now, just to give you guys a little bit of an introduction of who we have here today. Now, some of you may know Q as one of the lead singers for the Grammy-winning, also too multi-platinum record group, R&B group 112. But what you guys don't know is that Q is actually a songwriter, actually awarded songwriter. He's also an actor. He is a father, a devoted husband. And then this beautiful lady sitting next to him. Let me tell y'all about Miss Sharlinda. Honey. Sharlinda is an entrepreneur. She is a businesswoman, co-owner of pt2, honey, salon. She's also a celebrity manicurist and star of the hit show, reality show, Big Rich Atlanta. Thank y'all so much for being here. So you guys, for our audience, I always like to say this. Most people know who you are, but for those out there that are just tuning in and may have lived up under a rock for a little bit and don't know who you guys are, tell them a little bit about you yourselves. Q, Sharlinda, tell them a little bit about your background.
Well, as a couple, we will be celebrating 15 years of marriage.
Woo!
And I always like to lead off with that when
I love it.
describing who we are as a couple, because today marriage is not celebrated as much as we'd like it to be. So that's the first thing that I want you to know about Q and Sharlinda. That we are in a successful marriage of 15 years, and that means that through those 15 years that we've had our ups and downs, but we're still here, and we've chosen to fight for each other in times of need. We've chosen to support each other, advocate for each other, fight for each other, defend each other.
Absolutely.
And really show that publicly, because there are so many couples out there that may be thinking about giving up, that may not even feel like being married is even an option anymore. But we like to show up to just let everybody know that there is hope, and that it can be achieved. And again, when you see us, you don't see something that is always great. We probably had a disagreement before we pulled up. But you know,
she probably would say, "Q, where are you?"
That's but life isn't perfect. You can't be perfect at all times, you know. But what's important is learning how to get through that struggle and coming out whole.
Exactly. And that's what I always say. You know, marriage doesn't come with a manual.
It does.
And we had to figure it out. That's why we have this organization called Couples for 12.
Yes.
And we learn daily, you know, through our Kevin and Dana, which is a couple that joined forces with us. We're running Couples for 12. And you know what? At first, we was just winging it. I don't know where our marriage was, you know. But
I think most people do.
Right. Being honest and transparent. You know, a lot of people put the mask on and show up like it's perfect, but it's not. But we have the last 3 years. I think I've had the best marriage in the last 3 years. So I probably, you know, I wouldn't have said this 3 years ago, but I thank God for the stuff we did go through, because Q showed up.
Absolutely.
You know, not to blame everything on him, but the way the marriage is going, it was because of him.
He's the head.
And
the head.
And when you're not leading,
everything is gonna fall.
Yes,
see,
I love it.
You gotta have the head. If the head isn't together,
unscrewed.
But that's all right, because the head is screwed on.
Absolutely. And that's what I said. I think I have the best husband now. In my last 3 years, I said 2.5, 3 years. It's good.
That's great.
So I thank everybody.
Yeah, our girl, Sharlinda, this is for you. What else do you want the audience to know about you and Q as a couple, as a power couple?
Well, I just want them to know, first of all, we're not perfect. So we're going day by day, praying to God. We pray every morning at 5:45.
Amen.
And we pray. And, you know, we're just supporting each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Couples 411. Tell us a little
412.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
412 is inspired from the Bible, from the scripture Ecclesiastes 4:12, which says, one can defend himself, two can be overpowered, but a strand of three is not easily broken. Which means that to be successful in a relationship, and especially in a marriage, you gotta have God in the center of it.
Right.
We just are a couple who promotes marriage being cool, who promotes marriage being popular, and marriage being okay.
Right.
we live in a world where the single life is promoted everywhere you look. And we're just one of those couples that we want to be on the front line to say, you can be married and still have fun.
Right.
You can
and
be
be
married
cool.
and still
And
be
be
cool
cool.
and enjoy life and still do a lot of the things that the single person would want to do, but you're doing it as a couple.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Because, in the music industry, they teach you that, you can't sell albums, you won't be successful.
Oh,
you got a
yeah.
wife, don't wear your ring, your wife shouldn't be here. And I think for a long time, a lot of people believe that.
They believe
whether it
Fall
was
for it, yeah.
entertainers, ball sports,
Yes.
they just
Athletes, yeah.
believe that. Athletes, they just believe that I gotta keep my wife and family in the back. Don't put them out in the forefront.
Right.
And that's why a lot of families is failing.
Yes.
But you gotta celebrate marriage. It's the union with God, not
Absolutely.
with people.
Yeah.
We have to remember that.
And Q, you got into the industry at a young age.
Yes.
But what a lot of people don't know, and I want you to touch on this, Sharlinda, after Q answers this question, is that with you getting into the industry at a young age, since we're talking on that subject of that's what they want people, in the industry to portray, was that something you found yourself where they were saying you want to keep this single image so you can sell albums, and how did you deal with that?
Absolutely. I mean, as a 17-year-old, you're really just looking for guidance.
So you started at 17. Wow.
You're looking for guidance, and no matter what is said to you, you want to be that. And it was definitely told to us that as a single guy who sells records to predominantly women, you want to keep that fantasy. You never want to spoil the fantasy. So getting married kind of spoils the fantasy. So I was one of those guys who fell for it, would be in interviews and they say who's all single, and we all raise our hand knowing good and well that I'm married. It was just
keep the image of selling albums.
But as a more mature, as a wise man, I just strongly disagree with that. I say to anybody, if you are married, man, that's something that is special, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that for nobody. And
right.
If anybody asks you to compromise that, then you should really, gauge what the type of relationship you have with that person,
right.
because no one should try to tell you to be separate from the person that God has blessed you with.
Absolutely,
that is very key.
For me, I would say it's different because women tend to chase behind married men.
Oh, yes.
It's sad what they do. So when they're telling you guys you should even, say you married, but I beg to differ. I see women today, which is so sad, they still chasing behind a guy that
That's true.
publicly married, and it's like it makes them feel like, I guess.
Well, they see the type of man that they are desiring.
Right.
They see a loving man, a devoted man, a good father, and instead of being, patient and staying in prayer and waiting for the man that God has for them, they unfortunately want to set their eyes on your man.
I think you spoke on it best when you said that men being the head. And interestingly, you say that. I started a men's group, a men's organization. It's called Brothers United.
Yes, let's talk about that.
And it originated from this thinking. Once I came into my reality, my maturity, connected with my purpose, I knew that there were other men out here that needed that same type of motivation and encouragement, understanding that as we go, as the men, everything that's connected to us is affected by how we go. So if we get our minds and we attach and align ourselves to our purpose, think about everything that benefits from a man being in his purpose.
Exactly.
Yes.
All
right, Pastor Parker, you better go, Pastor Parker.
So Brothers United has been in existence we just celebrated our 2nd year, and I'm so proud of my wife because she just now launched about two months ago. Just launched Sisters United.
I want to talk about that too.
Which is our objective. Our objective is to get the men where they need to be,
right,
get the women where they need to be, then couples 12 get the couple where they need to be, and then that trickles back down into the family component.
Right.
Yes.
So every aspect of family and relationship is covered, because that's really all we need. We need companionship, we need support, we need encouragement, we need the shoulder.
Yes.
And as we say, I am my brother's keeper, that's still relative, because
Right.
even in Sisters United, I am my brother's keeper still.
Right.
Iron sharpens iron. So
Right.
we need each other. So our ultimate goal is to just make sure that women are aligned with who they are, men are aligned who they are, and that when they come together in the relationship form, that you have two mature, purpose-driven, purpose-assigned individuals that your relationship can't help but be successful when you have two people operating their purpose.
I love what you just said, assigned. That's a good one. And so, Q, you've been in the industry since you were 17, but I want to talk about your accolades as well, because what a lot of you guys don't know is that Sharlinda is very well, established in the industry as well, too, for many, many years. You paid your dues, and you were doing a lot in the industry even before, you and Q actually became a union. Talk about that a little bit, because I want people to understand that a lot of times, they'll see an individual like you, Q, that is a celebrity that's out front, but they don't understand the power of a strong woman standing next to you and what you actually bring to the table. So talk about a little bit about your background and how you started and actually got yourself established as a successful entrepreneur next to your husband.
Okay, so of course, we talked about the nail salon. So I moved here probably about 21 years ago, and with my twin sister, we partners in the salon. And we kind of paved that way of doing a lot of the who's who back in the day, the L.A. Reeves, the Dallas Austin, and doing like artists like Sierra before she came out, Pink before she came out. And we started doing those clients, and we made a name for ourselves. So recently, probably about maybe 13 and a half years ago, 14 years, we were located in Buckhead, and we created this name pt2. So before, we was always on a set doing somebody. They were flying us to LA to do people for the Grammys. So we were these girls, these two twins, a set of twins just flying around doing everybody.
Because I didn't know you, but I knew you. I knew who you were.
And I didn't know anything about Q at the time. I mean, we were just here, and back then it was a stop.
He said
it was a lot of money.
She tried it.
Back then, it was a lot of money to be made here in Atlanta. That's when it was called the Hot Atlanta. And it's so funny because Q, he'll go through and pull out pictures, and it's pictures with this celebrity, that celebrity. We just worked very hard. We hit the pavement, and we branded the name pt2. It was just the two of us. So we wanted to, get some kind of catchy without using our names.
What is the specific meaning of two? Because it's with your twin sister, which I think is
two
amazing.
of us, and we wanted to use something representing the number 2.
Okay.
Just two without using our names, because sometimes they can tear down your business using your name.
Okay.
So so we actually worked very hard, branded the name from East Coast to West Coast, North, South, everybody. Like right now when they come in town, they call my sister and myself to do movie sets.
Right.
To do, whomever. We have done so many people. I mean, we should have a wall of everybody we have done, and I think the wall will be totally full.
Right. And what's some of your recent celebrity clients?
Well, I just finished Queen Latifah on Star. I've done her last maybe 5 or 6 movies.
Okay.
Everything she does when she comes here, she call, and I'm her personal manicurist on set.
Nice.
So I mean, I could go on and on, but that was just the last project.
Yes.
And I'm working on Black Panther.
Okay, good, nice.
Yeah.
And see, I wanted the audience to know that, because a lot of times they'll look at someone with such celebrity and fame. You have to think, you guys don't know, but Q is actually, let's see here, Q is actually a winner of 6 ASCAP awards for his songwriting, okay? Yes. So, I want you guys to understand why I call this the power couple, because not only is Q a power figure, Sharlinda right there with him, honey, and Q will attest that you ain't nothing with a strong woman standing not behind you, but right next to you, making you a power couple. So I wanted people to understand your background even before you became, Mrs. Parker as well, too. So that's important. So Q, a little bit more about you. And your career as one of the lead singers is 112 and multi-platinum R&B. Gigi, your son even know his music.
So listen, everyone. So you guys know
they icons.
They see our crew. They know. I think I'm like I can sing, dance. I can't do either, by the way. So don't put me on the spot. But I think I can. So of course, you know, I grew up listening to this man in 112 and the guys from the era. That's my music. You know, I came in my little glittery R&B look.
She pulled up today. She said, "I'm R&B."
I'm R&B. I'm ready for background. You know, I'm ready to go. Like if he wants to bust out, I got it. You know, that's how I roll. You know, hey,
she's so crazy, y'all.
Look, I'm ready to go. But listen, so I'm getting ready to come to set. And they know my son. I call him the Noah. He's my manager. You know, he's 14, and he's like, well, who's the guest tonight? And so I'm putting things in my bag, and I said, you know, well, Q Parker and his wife Sharlinda, and I'm just, you know, blasé, just putting. He's like, he comes over. He's like, you mean the Q Parker? Like 112.
Now, how old is Noah?
Noah is 14.
14.
So
and
I
no 112.
and looked at him, and he was like, Mom, do you know who Q Parker is? And I'm like, yeah. And then he starts even singing Cupid. Wow. He starts humming. He's like, Mom, oh my God, you have to like get an autograph. No. You have to get a shout out. Like, I was almost like in tears because what does he know about you and your music?
When you got
and
good
style?
classic music,
but see, that goes
lasts.
to show you it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the type of music that you guys sing and the music, your current music, your current album, I mean, it's everlasting.
Yes.
It's forever. And that's what's so amazing. That's why, you know, I could just listen, and I was listening coming here tonight. I was listening a few days ago. It's forever. It's like Nat King Cole, you know, it's going to be here long after we gone, and we're not even here. And so that's why my son, who's 14, knows who Q Parker is, and was just like all beat up. You know, it was just amazing.
That's like the ultimate compliment. You know, to me that means more than the ASCAP Awards, the Grammys, the millions of records. So that means so much to me because it shows that the music that we were able to make spans generations.
Yes.
And you know, as a president and owner of my own record company, that's the thing that I try to instill in all of my artists. Focus on having a career of longevity as opposed to just a fly-by-night, hit-a-day, one-hit wonder, because generations will talk about you and will know of you. I was having a conversation with my son. My son is 12 also. He's 12. You said 14. My son is 12. And I was having a conversation with him in the car the other day on just royalties and residual income and sampling and having to get clearance and just trying to explain to him how there's so many ways to make money in the music industry, and to be having a conversation with my 12-year-old, and then when you told us about your 14-year-old, it's just a great space to be in because you want your music to live on forever.
Yes.
When I'm no longer here, I want people to still talk about 112 like we talk about Michael Jackson and and Nat King Cole and all of those. So
they will be tonight.
That was the ultimate compliment.
I never would have. I mean, I would have expected I have two sons. I also have a 28-year-old. Yeah. I would have expected for him to know, but for my 14-year-old to know you and to be able to try to sing your music, your songs.
I'll be sure to let the guys know about that too.
It was So it was heartwarming for me. It really was.
It's even more special because even as a seasoned artist, and we're recording our 6th album, we just celebrated 20 years.
Wow, glad you brought that up. I was going to ask you about that.
You know, one of the objectives and one of the tasks is to stay consistent to who you are.
Right.
And the classic sound of 112, but also not take advantage and be tuned to what's going on today. And a lot of times artists will totally forget who they have been and who they are.
Agreed.
And then just try to jump into this new 2017 car, but this 1995 vehicle been getting you around, and that's what people know you from.
Right.
It ain't never conked out on you. It's been there. Now, although this brand new car looks dope, it's shiny, got the bells and whistles, but don't nobody really know you in that car. If you ride down the street, they ain't gonna say, "Oh, they go Q." No, because they never seen this car before. So for you to say that it gives me incentive to go back to the
kind of
guys
validates
and says,
what
hey
you
man,
guys already know.
absolutely, let's make sure that as we're recording this album, which we've done a great
Yeah.
job at it, but I just want to reiterate this by using the story of your son. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Because there's this saying, if it ain't broke,
don't try to fix it.
Don't fix it.
Now, Q, when can we expect this album? I'm excited. You excited, Sharlinda?
We're recording now, so we're looking for a summer release.
Okay, summer release this year.
Yes.
Oh, okay, y'all stay tuned. Summer release, guys. Summer release.
You know
Love
what?
it.
I think should we take a break?
We'll take a quick break.
Because you know what? I think we may have some throwback pictures lying around somewhere. What you think?
Yes, so we'll take a quick break. Don't you guys go anywhere. We have the power couple of the year, honey. Mr. Q and Sharlinda Parker are in the building. We will be right back.